and John West from Wynyard in Tasmania. They're the two on the front row. They've got the biggest chance to get into the final, but there's 15 or 16 guys behind them who've got a different idea about that. Stewards still consulting the grid draw now, just making sure that everybody's in place. It is... Okay, away they go. Big bad Burt Vosberg, and about 4 rows back, pulled out 3 wide, going down the home straight there, but he hasn't got the power to match the boys in front. Out in front is Tony Grinstead from Victoria, leading the way at this stage in the Big Falcon. He comes round now towards us, gets the thing really cranked up as he comes through the home turn. Right behind him is John West from Tasmania. The next one through, right behind them is Terry Rickstein from the Northern Territory, now slots in underneath John West. Oh, Westy pulls right back out of the traffic and sends John Rodder into the wall. There's a big pile up on the back straight. They're going everywhere. There's cars everywhere. John West is hooked up. Bert Vosberg has gone right underneath him in the Pantera, and John West has parked his car right on top of Vosberg, and also Trevor Robinson's involved there. There's about 6 of them. But they get set now for the complete restart of the repechage of the 1993 Peter Jackson Australian Super Sedan Championship. They come round now towards us, and the green lights on, and away they go. Off the front is Tony Grinstead from Victoria, leading the way as he was at the start of the last one. Right behind him we've got Bob McLaughlin from Tasmania, Terry Rickstein from the Northern Territory. The sparks coming out of the front of Rickstein's car, and Bert Vosberg has gone around, and over he goes, Bert Vosberg, and he's flipped the Pantera up against the wall. Stay right away from the wall there, people, please, in case there's leaking fuel. As the fire crew head over there, people, right away from the wall, please. We must insist, get right away from the wall. Spectators, please stay right away. Oh, Bert Vosberg, and he went in a big way. You can see that thing happening from about 100 metres back, and he had nowhere to go, up against the wall, buried the nose in, and the Pantera is up on its lid against the wall there. If someone could give us a signal, please, as soon as possible, to let us know if Bert's okay. He's out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Bert Vosberg, and that was a ride on the wild side. Well, I'd say, Ron, that Bert won't get a restart this time.
Not in that position he won't, Martin, that's for sure.
No, and you can see, as we were saying earlier on tonight, we weren't leading you up the garden path when we said the action was going to get thick and fast, and thicker and faster, because it's sheep station time.
Somebody can give us a signal that Vosberg is okay over there, can you please?
Yes, I can see him there. I can see him walking around. That's Bert in the green and white overalls. Not a very good way to go out of the Australian Championship, but as the 2 drivers that will get through to the final, remember the first 2 from the repechage only go through to the final. As the yellows come out now, and they can crank up the engines again according to the stewards, and we should get a restart fairly soon now. On the outside in the front row, Bob McLaughlin from Tasmania. Then we go back to a couple more Tasmanians. Jared Harper in roof number 2. On the outside of him in roof number 38, Donnie Latham. As they get wound up now, they come round towards the tower. A pretty good start that time now. It's Grinstead leading the way again, but look at Jared Harper up underneath him now in roof number 2 in the Chev Monte Carlo. Bob McLaughlin dropping back now a little bit in 3rd place. Right behind him is Don Latham in roof number 38. But out in front, the man doing it pretty well so far at this stage is Tony Grinstead from Victoria. A little untidy that time. That allowed Jared Harper to make up a bit more ground now as they head down the back straight. Grinstead getting away just a little bit now from Harper. Harper closes up under brakes though that time going into the pit turn. He's only got to finish 2nd to get into the final, but he wants to finish 1st because that's one more grid position if he can get there. The leader still Tony Grinstead going down the back straight. The next one behind him still Jared Harper. Bob McLaughlin now the next one through in the red car has made a bit more ground up now. Closing in on Jared Harper under brakes that time. The next one behind him would be Don Latham in roof number 38 from Tasmania. Then we go back to the roof number 8 car of Darren Kane, the former Tasmanian champion, and right behind him, getting underneath him now, in fact, is Johnny Medcraft in the 6-cylinder Commodore, another Tasmanian going pretty well. They're the front bunch of 6 now as Medcraft dives underneath Kane, and there's one gone on the infield here. Bob McLaughlin's gone on the infield in front of the tower. He's out of it at this stage, but out in front, it's still Tony Grinstead now leading the way into the pit turn. He's about 5 or 10 metres clear now from Jared Harper, who hasn't let him get away at all since the race started. About 40 metres back behind them, it's still Donnie Latham in the 49 car from Tasmania. The next one through, right on his tail, is the powerful 6-cylinder Commodore of Johnny Medcraft, also from Tasmania. There's 3 Tasmanians out there, but there's only 2 spots up for grabs, and one of them's taken by a Victorian at the moment, and he's the man in front. Tony Grinstead, roof number 45, leading him down the back straight. Right behind him is Jared Harper in roof number 2. A good race back behind him, about 30 metres further back for third place now. In fact, John Medcraft, oh, he's put Donny Latham up wide into the wall that time. Oh, that's a pretty rough way to get into third place. And I don't know what the stewards will make of that one. In fact, the yellow flag has come out. So they might be going to send someone somewhere. I'm not going to say too much. I'll get my fingers smacked. But I'll tell you what, you can see why he's earned that nickname. As I said now, he's going to certainly provide some entertainment for us because he will be absolutely fired up. He will come from no man's land. Now Tony Grinstead from Victoria will lead them up to the starter, and away he goes, in fact, off the front now. 20 metres clear already. He's put a bit of daylight between himself and Jared Harper. I think he caught Harper napping that time at the start. Oh, Will Turby's gone around up in turn 1 there. The Tasmanian in roof number 44. He got a bit of a shunt from behind that time. I didn't see who did it. The only mainlander left out there in the reportage at this stage is Tony Grinstead from Victoria, and he's the man leading him off the start now in roof number 45. As they head into the back straight, this time he's got Jared Harper all over the back of him in the number 2 Chev Monte Carlo. A bit of a gap back now of about 30 metres to Donny Latham in the roof number 38. Right behind him is Darren Kane in roof number 8, and we find Phil O'Connor there in roof number 18 also tagging onto the back of this front bunch. The leader, though, is out in front into the back straight now already, and that's Tony Grinstead from Victoria in the roof number 45. He's got Jared Harper still right behind him. Harper hasn't let him out of his sights at all. Donny Latham now, he's the man who's going to miss out on a place in the final if he doesn't do any better than second place at this stage. Darren Kane is blowing a radiator hose here in front of the tower in the number 8 car. Can he get off the track safely? Now he does, so that's the end of Kane's title assault. The leader, though, is past us again one more time. That's Tony Grinstead from Victoria, leading them into the back straight. About 20 metres clear now from Jared Harper, who's getting away from Donny Latham in third place, and Phil O'Connor in no man's land in fourth place. And I think perhaps the 2 placings for the final may be decided even at this early stage, because the 2 men out in front are starting to put a bit of daylight between themselves and the rest of the field. And it's Tony Grinstead from Victoria leading them down the back straight into the pit turn. Roof number 45, Tony Grinstead from Victoria. He's driving a Holden Commodore and doing a pretty good job there, but right behind him we've got Jared Harper in roof number 2 in the Chev Monte Carlo now. He closed up a bit that time under brakes, but Grinstead gets away down the back straight. I think these are probably the 2 that are going to go through the final at this stage. Grinstead leads him up, leads Harper up past the tower now. Harper got the Chev Monte Carlo a bit sideways that time, but he gets a bit more drive now. He tries to make up ground as they go down the back straight yet again. It's Grinstead getting away now from Jared Harper, and Donny Latham in third place in roof number 38 is starting to make up ground. Donny Latham can sense a chance here to get into the final. If he can tack onto the back of Harper and Grinstead, anything could happen. They're on their last lap now. He'll have to do it now, or it'll be too late as Grinstead goes down the back straight for the final time. Jared Harper, I think, will sit back and be quite happy to finish second. He'll qualify for the final from there. Donny Latham's going to miss out. Grinstead and Harper through to the final. Latham will miss out, and so will the rest of the field. Johnny Medcraft, the great drive up into fourth place after being sent to the rear of the grid. But